Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Independent Street NOLA, and I'm here to talk about the Capricorn New Moon. Happy New Year! It is now officially 2022. The new moon was this morning. I know it said 10:30, but I forgot to check to see if that was Eastern Time or Central Time. But let's get into it, shall we? So it's the new moon in Capricorn. The new moon is perfect for setting our intentions, which goes great with the first of the year. Also in Capricorn right now is still Pluto and Venus, who is retrograde. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is still in Aquarius. So let's break this all down. So as we know, the moon and the sun are together, right? So it's this time of the void. It's this time of conception. It's also a time of, to me, deep release, right? You've got to make space in order to create something new. So allow 2021 to resolve itself and allow the space to come in order to create something new. And, one of the things I would like to have you guys think about is you might not know exactly where you want 2022 to go, and that's okay. A lot of times we think, okay, we got to make these big lists and have these big plans, and which is, Capricorn energy. Capricorns are highly focused. They can make lists and get things done. That's why they're great to have on your team. At the same time, allow that space to be there in order to maybe make a shadow list, right? And by the shadow list, I mean like a list that you put out to yourself, but maybe not to the world, right? Like maybe where you really want things to go, where, really where your heart lies, right? And so start maybe kind of thinking about that list, because it's really important for 2022 to start coming into our authentic selves and what it is that really lights us up, okay? And so, and a lot of times without even knowing it, we are just sort of programmed by society that this is the list I'm supposed to be making, or these are my goals I'm supposed to be having. And if your goal is to sneak a nap in once a week, then put that on your shadow list, right? And then later in the year, you can bring your shadow list into the sun. But I digress. So just know, though, that that's the energy moving into 2022 about really getting into the authentic self and living authentically and bringing that into every part of your daily life, right? And it's going to happen very organically and very naturally if you just allow it to happen. I know a lot of times when we start talking, it's like, well, how do we do that? And that's when we start going into our intuition and listening and just seeing what unfolds, instead of always trying to think, okay, well, I got to be on top of this. I've got to control this. I've got to think this way. And what if it goes that way, right? We're going to start easing up on that this year. And just start, getting into the flow with nature and kind of just getting back into that. And so how does that tie into the Capricorn new moon? I'm like, it doesn't. I'm just teasing. It totally does, because these are things to think about, because we still are in winter, right? This is still the winter season. We just had the winter solstice on the 21st. This is the season of the crone, right? Where she rejects nothing, she accepts everything. She learns. We are in the third decan of every sign, right? So Capricorn is initiation at the same, because it's a cardinal sign, but at the same time, it's the last cardinal sign. So this speaks of, when you're putting things into motion and things that you want to get done, how can you do it maturely? What is really going to happen, right? Like, what is really a good way in order to meet your goals that you're making? What is the best way to understand that, yes, this is the plan, but what if I have to pivot, right? You can use that Capricorn energy that sees no obstacles to realize there really can be no obstacles, right? At the same time, having that know-how that, yes, things do come up, yes, things do change. We are fluid. We're humans. We're fluid. Nothing is 100%, right? So take this time in the dark of the moon, to rest your mind, to see what happens. to understand that Capricorn, because it sees no obstacles, because it is driven, that things will get done. They will be completed, and they're going to be completed with your highest and greatest good in mind, okay? And these lessons that we've been learning over the years, many years, 20 years, 5 years, 30 minutes, it's all culminating, right? For something good, okay? Not something bad, but something good. So just keep that in mind. This initiation that we're in, because next is Aquarius and then Pisces. This initiation time is how can we move forward, with maturity. That's the best way I can put it, with maturity. So it is ruled by Saturn. Saturn wants us to succeed. Saturn wants us to be stable. Saturn does want boundaries in a good way. But Saturn also wants you to know, like, your boundaries can be, when you have your boundaries, anything is possible, right? You're actually able to get more done when you do have boundaries, because you're constantly not like, you're more focused, which is what the Capricorn likes, right? Focus. Goat vision. See goat hooves. Anyway, but yeah, so stay focused. Stay focused in the fact that, boundaries are good. Boundaries, when you have your personal boundaries and you set those, and you can say no, you can say yes, it opens up the universe, quite honestly. So, and Pluto is still in Capricorn, right? So Pluto is transforming the way that we do see Capricorn. When Capricorn, it was the hermit and always with himself, trying to get things done, because Capricorn really didn't know if you liked it or not, right? And he kind of did care, but then he kind of didn't care, right? And so, but he's going underneath this transformation with Pluto to get back into his sea goat self. We're all getting back into our sea goat selves, and I swear to God, you're going to hear me say this for the next 12 months. You've heard me saying it probably for the last 24 months, but it is really about coming into yourself, because we are in the age of Aquarius, right? And we will be for the next 2,000 years. Okay, so we might as well get a jump on it now. And so it is about getting back into yourself and transforming the idea that you can work alone, but you can also work with integrity, and you can have fun. A lot of times Capricorn is so by themselves and so stressed out that even when they're having fun, they're working to have fun. Okay, so we are allowing that to transmute, and we're allowing that to go away, because you can have fun while working. You can have fun while being focused. You can have fun while having boundaries. All these are coming in, for 2022 with this new moon. Also, remember, Venus is retrograde, right, with Pluto. So she's going through that huge transformation. So if you're thinking about old relationships or old jobs or anything like that, that's not surprising, but just allow them to be resolved, okay? Allow them to be resolved and create space for something new to come in. And by being resolved, you can tell yourself, that's not my story anymore. I see myself differently now. I want to be paid more. But also, separating your self-worth from money, or your self-worth from a love interest, or your self-worth from the home. Okay, those are just things. Okay, you're coming into your own, and I'm laughing because I just see the little sea goat's heart getting 3 times bigger, right? But you're coming into your own, and how you work is how you work, and your self-worth is your self-worth, and neither one of them really need to mirror each other. It's just 2 separate things. And so Pluto's coming in and really separating the 2. It's always, when I do a good job, do I feel good about myself? Yes. Okay. There's always that there. We're always going to have an ego and things like that, but it's not being tied up in that. It's not like when you lose your job, your life is over type stuff, or if you're not in a relationship, then, who are you? That kind of stuff, right? We're separating that, because we're coming into ourselves. We're coming home to our vessel. Okay. Well, happy new moon in Capricorn. If you guys have any questions, you know, you can always reach out to me. Also, I'm doing in-live readings at Path of Awakenings here in New Orleans, and I'm usually there Thursday through Sunday. And you just have to call the shop to make an appointment. So lots of new beginnings. Michelle Embry and I are going to be working together for the new year. We're starting a new venture, and so we're going to have our full moon reading on her YouTube channel coming up on January 17th. And then she and I are going to be doing some more programming together. I like that I use the word programming. Okay, you guys, have a very happy new year, and I'll see you soon.